Okay, good morning. It's early and I'm doing this for my family. First of all, I went out in the early morning and picked, this is for Misty and Brandy, and I picked some plantain. This is broadleaf plantain or Plantago major. It grows around here wild and I love it. I used the rule of 4, which is you pick some, you leave some for another person that may need it. You leave some for the animals, and you leave some to grow. This was picked in my front yard, which is probably not too good of an idea, but I'm not going to eat it. The reason why it's not too good of an idea is because of highway pollutants, people going by with vehicles. Now, when Rhiannon was a little girl, I made some of this ointment before, and she would get mosquito bit or something like that, and I'd put some of that ointment on, and I said, see, that makes the itchies go away. Now, I don't know if she remembers any of that, but it would be a good thing for her to learn, since she's got 2 little boys that probably want to play outside when they get bigger and get all kinds of mosquito itchies. This is also good for severe skin problems, eczema, psoriasis. What I usually do, and what I'm doing this morning, is I'm taking this and rinsing it real good, not too much, in cool water. You don't want to use hot water, because what will happen is it'll leach out the chlorophylls and the stuff that is in there that really works. So I rinse it real good, and you can use lard, but what I'm using is coconut oil. This is organic coconut oil, and I just use about a half a cup to 24 leaves, and they could be big leaves. I melt the grease. It's already kind of melted, and it's just like doing what the old timers called killed lettuce. So basically what I'm doing is I'm taking 8 leaves at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, I've already fixed some this morning, so I'm just going over this for the family's sake. All right, there's 8 there. When I get this grease kind of hot, Rhiannon, I hope you're watching, because you might need this later. It's really easy to make, and it's rewarding because you know that it's holistic. It's something out of your yard. It's something that, with highway pollutants, I'm not too worried because I'm not going to ingest it. It's not going in the stomach. It's going on the skin. So I'm not too worried about, highway pollutants with this, because you can get the same kind of thing when you're walking down the sidewalk at night and you get mosquito bit. Just pick one if you can see it. Of course, make sure you identify. These grow in rosettes, which is an opposite, like a floral arrangement. They're all kind of arranged in a floret. And I'll show you what I mean. I'll let this get hot and I'll show you what I mean. Sorry about the finger in the way. I don't want to drop this in the water. Sorry, I keep showing the thing there. Floret is kind of like, so you'll recognize it when you see it growing in the grass. You'll see it. It's kind of like that. Of course, shoot. The Indians used to call this white man's foot, because wherever settlers and white men went, the psyllium, which is the seeds to the plantain, or however you say it, the seeds would attach to their boots or shoes or whatever, and wherever they went. That's kind of like a floret arrangement. I can take you outside and show you what I mean. I don't want you to falsely identify something, especially since you're my babies, and I still include, Brandy and Misty Sturgill as my babies too. So y'all are my babies. So no, I don't want you falsely identifying something wrong. And I'm quite sure everybody of you knows what a plantain looks like growing. I'll show you just to be sure. Now, I hope that Ember gets to see this too. And you show it to her, Aaron, okay? Because she'll be excited probably to learn things about plants. All right, now we have right here growing in kind of that floral thing. It's hard to see that it's growing that way because there's so much grass and stuff in the way, but I let these go so that I can use them, so I can grow them, and I can just come out here and pick it if I need it. So I've got my little front garden. Oh, there's a good rosette right there. I didn't pick too much on. See how that's growing? It's in a rosette formation. So and it's the broadleaf there's no serration on the leaf, just like there is on the violet, which that's a violet right there. And of course the dandelion, you have no serration. That one has just a little bit. But basically they're kind of smooth. So yeah, pick those early in the morning when the powers are down, and they're in their fullest of strength, and they got dew on them still. So you're getting something that's healthy. You don't want to wait till the mid-afternoon when everything's dried out. And yeah, I still have this on high. I hope this doesn't take too long to send. But yeah, okay, there's my 8 leaves, and I'm macerating them, getting the good stuff out into the oil. You want to basically wait till the oil is not smoking very much, but good and hot, which I guess it was okay that I went outside and showed you how that grows so you can identify it. There are no dangerous lookalikes that I know of, except for skunk cabbage, and that's really not dangerous. It stinks. And you know that this is not skunk cabbage because when you pick it, it doesn't stink. Basically, you get it browned to a dark crispy, like this leaf where I did. You could see through it, which means I got all the good stuff out of it. It's like killed lettuce. See, it broke really easy. You want to wait till it gets like that. Then what I do is I heat a jar up so that I don't bust the jar when the oil is hot. You want to put it in while it's still loose because you want it to set and become kind of like the coconut oil was, easy to handle and kind of chips off. What happens when this hardens, and this is what it looks like when it's done, kind of a murky green coconut oil, but I put 1 teaspoon of, and you don't have to do this, I put 1 teaspoon of vitamin E oil in it just to make it, nice to put on your face or whatever, But I heat the jar in hot water, and I don't put it in the stove put it on the stove to boil or anything like that. You can make canning jars, but it's not necessary. By the time I get done with all the stuff, it's cooled down anyway. Enough not to break the jar. Excuse me. You don't want to put really, really hot stuff in a glass jar because it'll explode it, of course. So I just get the jar real nice and hot with the water, wipe it off, and let it cool down a little bit. Let the oil cool down a little bit before I put it in, but don't let it get hardened, or you'll have to re-melt it in order to put it back in the jar. So we're over here, and it's not looking like it's even close to done yet. But I've kind of explained it, and I think you know what to look for. And remember, 8 leaves at a time. You can add more leaves when this is a little bit more dark, because you don't want to get your kettle overwhelmed unless you have a big pan. And if you have a big pan, then it's okay, you can put 24 in it at once, but you'll need more, you'll need a little bit more oil. I'll strike that. I've got 20, actually this half a cup right here has 24 leaves in it, so you don't need more oil. It's just, Half a cup to 24 leaves is what I do. I don't know if there's any recipe or anything like that. I know the first time I did it, I just heard the Indians did it. And I read a little bit about it, but they didn't say how many to use. It's just easier to handle if you've got something in there like 8 with this small pan that I've got. 8 at a time. You get it macerated because, see, I can work